wouldn't now be a good time to look back at this year and look at our successes as well as our regrets? Welcome to Silver Heist. Thank you to our returning subscribers and guests. With perfect 2020 hindsight, I'm going to share 7 successes or regrets for the present year. And stick around to the last one because I think you're going to find it to be the most important. So by me sharing some of my successes and regrets, you might relate to them, agree with them, or get your thoughts going on to your successes and regrets. So it's only by learning from our own failures, successes, or those of others that we can make some new plans or adjust things for the future. The first one, which is a success, is gold. So here's a chart for the price of gold for the last 6 months. I started the year with my first gold purchase being a kookaburra. At the time, gold was selling for less than it is today, and the premiums were a little less than today, and I got a collectible coin to boot, a little bit of a lower mintage, not a super low mintage. I forget if this is like 50,000 minted, so it's not super low mintage, but there haven't been many gold kookaburras. People collect kookaburras, so I think there's a big audience who like the coins, who would gravitate towards a gold one in the future. So not only a kookaburra, but a half-ounce coin that I was able to get in January. So no regrets on buying gold in 2020. Now gold has gone up and premiums have gone up. So at some point, I'm going to have to think about what is my limit on what I'm willing to pay for gold. But so far so good. Everything in 2020 and earlier in terms of gold is paying off, or it's about to pay off. So gold is a definite success for 2020. Now the second, I would say, success of 2020 is build savings, build emergency savings, build cash in hand savings. So this is just a nice little pile of 5s. So because of the economic uncertainty, it seemed like a good idea to have some cash as well as some emergency savings. And I think I've shown myself that I can keep the savings as savings. I've been fortunate enough to not have to tap it in terms of an emergency, but I also haven't tapped it for the sake of spending it. So I think having additional savings in 2020 has been a good decision. So with 2020 hindsight, here's the third one. Let me show you the price of silver over the last 6 months. So with 2020 hindsight, my regret would be to not buy the first silver dip. Now the second silver dip was ridiculous. Once it dropped to 12, there was just nothing there. But the first one, there was a time right around February 28th, 29th where it dropped from 18-ish to 16, And there was a weekend, including the 29th. It was like a leap day. It was a leap year. So we had like an extra day to go shopping. And because I had just made a big purchase in January, I passed on that opportunity to buy the first dip. And then very quickly after, the big second dip occurred. And if you did not jump on that second dip quickly, the longer you waited, the less was available and the more the premiums went up. So at that point, in my opinion, it was over. There was no dip for Silver Eagles or for Maples. But there was a window of opportunity before the bars disappeared that I wish I had just made one purchase, because I don't regret not buying silver throughout this craziness. I may not, unless I visited my coin store and picked up like one eagle or something, or three, I don't think I bought much in February or March. So I don't regret not buying then. But I think if I had just gotten one more decent purchase, like a bar, under my belt before silver got ridiculous, I think I could have squeezed out a 10-ounce bar before premium shot up and inventory disappeared. And the fourth item with 2020 hindsight, build up the pantry. So I was kind of late to the game in pantry building, but maybe early to the game in 2020. So by late January, we started building up the pantry with things that we knew we would eat anyways. Think we're in better shape than we were a half a year ago, a year ago. A couple steps ahead of the toilet paper crisis, half a step ahead of the coming hamburger shortage. So we're doing good in that respect. And so we're thankful for that and feel good about that being set up. So that has worked out great. So back to 2020 regret. Here is the stock market, whether it's a Dow Jones here or the S&P 500 there. It has been a bloodbath. So my 2020 hindsight would be sell stocks. Which ones? Almost all of them. It is taking a 30% hit. Now, as you can see, it has bounced back. It's recovered. So maybe now it's only 15 or 20% lower than its peak in late February. But where is it going to go from here? We had sold off some stock in December and January, but I think we could have been more aggressive in selling it off before the big drop of late February, early March. So sometimes it's good just to ignore the 401k and just don't look at it. Look at it every month or 3 when you get a paper record. But I just know that it's down, and maybe I don't want to know. But stocks have taken a huge hit. So with perfect 2020 hindsight, January 1st, January 31st, perfect time to get the heck out of the market. So stick around for number 7, but number 6 I'll touch on briefly, and that is to be social. If there have been opportunities for family get-togethers, birthday parties, attending church, going out to a restaurant with your wife, who would have known that all of that social activity would have been just shut off? So whether you're an extrovert or even an introvert, this experiment in social lockdown and definitely warrants some thought about putting social creatures in their homes and not having them venture out. So like I said, the seventh one is the most important one. So the seventh one is, what is your 2020 hindsight? What is your success or your regret? So please comment below, share them with us. So I look forward to reading them, learning from them, and together we can plot our next steps for 2020.